have used my phone, which I left out there.
Okay, let's go save Adam and our phones.
So I've been leveling up my whole color. It means I'll finally be able to heal so much.
Yeah, Shelly Panic, manager's here, Adam, gives a...
Oh, sorry, the boss is here. I better get back to work.
All right, my lovely. See you at mine tonight for the raid.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I'll bring the chips, and I'm looking forward to meeting your cat. See you then.
See you later, noobs.
What?
Hey, excuse me,
What?
need any help?
What? Always gotta wait for a match. No, number 2.
Preparation's done. Time to deploy to the war zone.
War zone.
Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
Wow, went straight into it, huh? Ah, I forgot to change it.
Battle Royale. Rush to the safe zone. You got gas closing in fast. Cash drop is inbound. Intercept and seize the cargo. Targets are up. Take them out.
Serious? In the foot.
This is the gulag. Survive this, and you get to redeploy.
If I had a gun other than a
Stay sharp.
pistol,
Be out there soon.
he would have been dead.
You can taunt your enemy with words. Or rocks. I prefer rocks.
What a way to start the match, huh?
Now they fight. Get ready to tussle. You're on.
I need a fucking...
Fight your way out and you return to the front line. Lose and you're finished. Prove you can still fight. You got your hands dirty. Well done. Now get back out there. Friendly loadout drop on the way. Gas is inbound.
fuck.
Vehicle here.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy UAV active.
You can see me.
Clock ticking. Make your way to the target.
Get out of here, bro. Fuck out of here with this shit. All because I came in and the first fucking thing was the first fucking gun, so I couldn't pick the fucking class that I normally pick. Naturally. So, let's fix that, because that was some bullshit. Because, you know, let's start the game off right. Straight into the match. Pick up a pistol. That's it. And an inaccurate pistol at that.
So Kim, what's on your radar today?
Well, I want to share with you an article I read that paints a very interesting picture of the war in Ukraine. The piece was written by Jacques Beau, a retired colonel in the Swiss intelligence service who spent years as a military analyst for NATO and also worked as head of peacekeeping doctrine for the United Nations. He spent years in Ukraine working to build up the Ukrainian armed forces and analyzing Russia's involvement in the civil conflict in Donbass. Now, the article was originally written in French, but it's been translated by a couple of sources, and it's very long, detailed, and extremely interesting. So I encourage you to read it for yourself. I know most people won't, so that's why I'm going to now. So this piece isn't about what's happening now in the war. Beau says there's actually no real way to know, and anyone who claims they know is lying. He says the Russians actually have extremely good close communication, despite what the propaganda claims, and it's impossible to really know what they're doing. This piece is a totally different perspective on why the war broke out. Now, many of us have heard about NATO expansion, Nord 2 pipelines, and land grabs, but Beau It's a different picture. It's quite interesting. So Bo starts off by clarifying that the so-called Russian-backed separatists in the Donbass were not for the past 8 years supported in any way by Russia. He said a more accurate description of them would be to call them Russian-speaking autonomous, that they were not seeking to be separate from Ukraine, but instead to be autonomous within the framework of the country. After the overthrow of the elected government in 2014, one of the first things
Hostile
the new
dropping
government
into the area. Check your gear and weapons. We go to the...
Russian as one of the official languages of Ukraine, and this upset the large Russian-speaking population, caused uprisings as well as the nationalist have been massacring the Russian-speaking Ukrainians in various cities like Odessa, Mariupol, Luhansk, and Donetsk. The military started hitting back, trying to tame the unrest, and in the end, Ukraine has been essentially in civil war.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
The proliferation of small arms. His team discovered that none of the weapons being supplied to the rebels were coming from Russia, despite some crude allegations. Instead, the weapons were being supplied by Russian-speaking members of the Ukrainian army. In fact, the defections became so numerous that it pushed Ukraine towards the Minsk agreement. After a couple of years, the Ukrainian military was in
Enemy dropping into the AO.
The population 90% of the reservists failed to show up for their recalls. Soviets recall that failed restored the image of the Ukrainian armed forces. Unfortunately, that's a long process, he says, and Ukraine ran out of patience.
Playtime's over.
They then
Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Ultra-far-right paramilitary militias we've all heard so much about, the best known being the Azov Battalion. Bo claims that by 2020, those various militias made up 40% of Ukrainian forces. He describes them as fanatical and brutal individuals being armed, financed, and trained by the United States, Great Britain, Canada, and France. In fact, Israel became increasingly upset and alarmed by this. It's well known in Israel that many
The gas is closing on your position.
Yes,
start running.
Why Israel is
Cash drop on the way. It's payday.
the rest of the West even tried to broker peace in the conflict. That's what they want to in any way be involved in the army. Now, those claim that the armed forces are broken into two groups. Officially Ukrainian military
Targets are up. Take them out.
I hit him first! Clear as fucking day!
urban warfare defense.
I hit him first. You mean to tell me my first one fucking missed? Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. What the fuck is my ping at? Let's see.
Fight your way
80s.
out. Return to the front line. Lose and you're finished. It's time, soldier. Break up.
He says it
Return to base.
Are we fucking kidding me right
Next
now?
time will be different.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Everyone's getting reported now. This is why. That right there.
increase in reconnaissance flights along the Russian border.
I hit the first guy first. I shot him clearly first.
And the Ukraine military began dramatically ramping up shelling against the rebels in Donbass. Bo says that
I'll go look for another fucking match again.
President Joe Biden announced that Russia would attack Ukraine in the next few days. How did he know
It would
this?
be nice if I could just play PlayStation only.
Dramatically. As the daily reports of the OSCE Observer show, naturally, neither the media nor the European Union nor NATO nor any Western government reacts or intervenes. It will be said later that this is Russian disinformation. In fact, it seems that the European Union and some countries have deliberately kept silent about the massacre of the Donbass population, knowing that this would provoke a Russian intervention. Bo claims that prior to the intense increased shelling in Donbass, saboteurs equipped with Western equipment who spoke Polish were caught in the Donbass. They were allegedly seeking to create chemical incidents in Gorlovka, and that was in January when they were caught. Now, Bo says this intense increase in shelling and acts of sabotage were precisely how the Biden administration knew Russia would invade. That essentially the humanitarian situation was becoming so dire against the Russian-speaking population in Donbass that it was either stand by and watch them get massacred or intervene. He said they essentially gambled on Russia intervening. So this begs the question, if Russia was unwilling to get involved for the past 8 years, how bad was the shelling this last time? In conclusion, Bo says there are 3 reasons for this war. The expansion of NATO, which we're all aware of. The Western refusal to implement the Minsk agreements, which were agreements that gave the Donbas region autonomy while remaining part of Ukraine. And the continuous and repeated attacks on the civilian population of the Donbas over the past 8 years, with the dramatic increase in late February 2022. And he finishes off with some wise words. He says, quote, "We can naturally deplore and condemn the Russian attack, but we, that is, the United States, France, and the European Union in the lead, have created the conditions for a conflict to break out. We shall
I just got into a game.
See how long it takes to find matches? This is some bullshit. As many people play in the world, it should never take this long to find matches. Ever. I didn't even get a kill for that. That's crazy.
Enough training. Now you fight the real enemy.
This may look like the U.S. Army. We were witnesses to this extraordinary development. A major U.S. city in the hands of some confident and heavily armed militias.
Gas is approaching your position. Get to the safe zone. Cash drop on the way. It's payday next.
With unmistakable messages with the fighting his militia commander told him he once died. That's it.
Objective update. Defend that position. Targets are up. Take them out.
Dialogue quickly descended into furious arguments. Black Lives Matter activists, who have held a vigil here for 100 days. Say the militias are a pure provocation.
Tired, exhausted, worn out. What else do you want me to say?
Do you think it'll end up as a fight?
Yes, yes. People are going to die, bro. People are going to die. I don't know who's going to be.
Which militia are you from? Many of these disparate groups. Which militia are you from? Have no interest in identifying themselves. Which militia are you from?
We are all Americans here. We're all Americans here. We're all here for the same. We're all Americans. First off, you're not American.
One of the most bizarre pictures here is this mosaic of the protesters, we've got militias, we've got other armed groups who refuse to identify themselves. All of it is a recipe for confusion on the streets of Louisville and potentially for chaos.
I'm not going to bring a knife to a gunfight, so...
You're a hack, bro. Hacker.
Nadia Ford, a grandmother, arrived here with multiple weapons to confront the white people.
Yep, hacker. Knew exactly where to fucking jump and turn. See, this is why nobody fucking plays this shit anymore except for fucking hackers, apparently.
So only when we stand up do they maybe take us seriously. And that's what we're going to do.
Stay sharp.
Stand
We'll
up
be out there soon.
in America.
Get ready to tussle. You're on.
Great cover. And this civil rights lawyer, heavily armed himself, said his aim was to run the militias out of town and did multiple threats to his life.
Fight your way out and you return to the front line. Lose and you're finished. Fight your way out of this or capture the objective.
I give up playing this fucking game, I swear to God. This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Can't play with PlayStation only because it will never find a fucking match. You're stuck playing with fucking hackers. Fucking... I swear to God, dude. One more game like that. Done. I will fucking delete this shit and never fucking play it again. I would really delete this game and never fucking play this game again. Motherfuckers need to fix it so that way you put PlayStation only. It doesn't ask you, hey, are you sure? No, motherfucker, I'm not sure. I didn't fucking put it on there. What the fuck is wrong with this goddamn bullshit? And then this takes forever to find a fucking match. Oh, how much damage did I even get? 216 damage.
Today we are looking at some lost tapes so terrifying and bizarre that they appear to have come from a parallel universe. Caution, this content might be disturbing to some viewers. Starting off this countdown, we have the scary last footage. This footage was filmed in 2006 and features two young guys driving along a dark road at night. At one point, they decided to make a shortcut through the forest, and that's when things start to get strange. What's worse is that this is the last footage ever taken of them. It showcases their final moments, as they were never seen again. After driving for a while, they decided to get out of the car and walk around the woods. That's when they hear some weird sounds in the distance.
You got time before deployment.
While we never get a
Enemy
clear
dropping
shot
into
of
the
the
AO.
animal, it sounds like a ghost chasing them as they try to get back to their car.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Schneider Promo Connection of the way we go to that update.
a staggering $811 billion. That's $100 billion more than last year.
In our ninth spot today, we have the tape glitch.
Yeah, remember me?
So according to Joaquin Baldwin on YouTube, in 1994, he brought his Sony VHS-C camcorder with him when he went to visit his cousins. When he went to convert the VHS footage to digital, he was completely shocked what he found. The footage showed stuff that he had not recorded. The video starts off with what sounds like someone screaming, and continues to show weird clips that...
One more stupid game like that, the game will be deleted.
Battle Royale. Gas is approaching your position. Get to the safe zone. Heads up, lads. Cash drop inbound. Secure the cargo.
Recon contact ready.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Kill all targets. Go. Move to the next area and protect the perimeter. Enemy UAV active.
How the fuck am I supposed to get over there?
Loadout drop on the way. Gas is inbound. failed. Supply box marked. Secure the goods.
Oh, how the fuck that missed?
Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in. Gas is right on your tail.
Got lucky with that guy. Other houses? Or what's that house? There it is. How'd the other guy go invisible?
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
That was not the guy. How the fuck did he go invisible?
Keep your senses sharp. An enemy team is tracking your location. You've got gas moving in. Enemy precision airstrike. Stay alert.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I didn't even get hit the first time. What the fuck is that shit? Whatever, bro. Didn't even get fucking hit the first time, and it showed I got hit the first time. The fuck out of here.
You win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. Fight your way out of this or capture the objective. Shutdown witness. Stand by for the inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Where do I gotta go?
Buy station identified.
gas moving in.
Get out of here, bro! See how much accurate he is? Just fucking pull the trigger. Don't gotta fucking aim. Just pull the trigger. Or at least it was better than the first two fucking games. First two were fucking horrible. Well, first three were fucking horrible.
Settled. In our 8th spot today, we have The Creature.
Siento no.
This is footage of what appears to be a strange creature found in a Spanish forest in 2006. The two men in the video are seen entering a forest outside of the town of Camp de Vanel at night. As they get deeper and deeper into the woods, they come across some large feathers. Eventually, they pan over to what looks like a man huddled over with an open wound on his back. So some people say that this is a fallen angel, or maybe the feathers don't have anything to do with this creature and it's like an alien or something. I don't know. Whatever it is certainly very creepy. Coming in at number 7, we have the stalker footage.
I found this one in the grocery store. She spent a considerable amount of time picking up the finest of items. I admire someone who only wants to pick of the bunch. So I followed her home.
A couple of years ago, there was a very creepy channel called Mr. Peeper. His videos were all about him filming other people with his creepy commentary going on in the back. But as of 2019, his account and all the videos were taken down. However, they are still circling around on the web. This clip features Mr. Peeper filming one of his victims.
It is a miraculous thing to be able to watch the person you love undetected.
I literally could not sit through this whole video. It is so eerie. Like, he just finished saying that he followed this girl home and now he's already obsessed with her and in love. At one point, he even manages to get inside of her home and he films it without her knowing.
Check weapons and gear. You got time before the...
Wow. Straight into another match, just like that.
That's it. I am not sleeping tonight. Scary Parts and the original.
Battle Royale. The gas is closing on your position. Suggest you start running. Cash drop is inbound. Intercept and seize the car. Execute all targets in the AO. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Target area is marked. You're cleared hot.
Got your request. Buster strike is active.
Loadout drop inbound. You've got gas moving in.
Movement!
You know what? I don't know how he didn't die. I'd really love to know that. Shot the dude twice or 3 times.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
I got the wheel. Target area is marked. You're cleared hot.
This is Phoenix 3. Strike inbound.
Enemy is still alive. Repeat, enemy still alive. Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Target area is marked. Send it.
This is Phoenix 3. Strike inbound.
Enemy is still alive. Repeat, enemy still alive. Gas is moving. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. You got 3 motherfuckers hiding up there?
You win this fight and you return to the front line.
Oh,
But if
wow.
you lose, you're done. Fight your way out of this or capture the objective. You look like shit.
I love how the gas magically expanded that high, that far. Look. Yeah.
Guys, land in Scotland.
Repeat my mantra.
Somebody please tell me what's going on. Was this a real commercial? Or a weird art project? Or is it from a parallel universe? Or all of the above? In our second spot today, we have Kirby the Clown.
Your dad keeps a gun in the house. Your dad's got a gun. Your dad's got a gun in the house. Guess who's got it now?
If you have a fear of clowns, then
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about some news coming out of the Air Force and how a lot of people need to pay attention to it, even if they're not in the Air Force. It's news that isn't really surprising. It shouldn't be if you are aware of the historical trends regarding DoD. But I have a feeling it's going to surprise a lot of people. Contrary to the image that a lot of people like to foster about the military, the Department of Defense has always been on the cutting edge of social acceptance. Always. That may be hard to believe, but go back and look at the dates. Look at when the military desegregated, and then when the rest of the country did. Look at any issue like this. You will find that DoD is always on the cutting edge. So, if you've missed it, there have been a lot of states that have passed a bunch of bigoted anti-LGBTQ legislation. The Air Force has sent out a notice telling its personnel that the Department of Defense will help them with medical. This is the part that...
World, welcome to the American News Network. I'm Major Network News. Today, Putin bombed 1,260 locations in the Ukraine. And there has been evacuation.
Handful of native tribes that have attempted to settle inside of the Nahanni Valley either suddenly disappeared without a trace or abruptly fled, claiming they were being terrorized. Now, of course, this just sounds like folklore, but some very strange things started happening that were not folklore. These were horrifying, real events. In 1904, three brothers, Willie, Frank, and Charlie McLeod, decided they wanted to go looking for gold in the...
Use this type of training to deploy the
They finally slipped into the mountains and found themselves on what's called the Flat River. Now, the Flat River is on its name.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
And right away, there's tons of gold. All this gold exported to the same thing. By the time all the are literally built and decide, hey, let's go back and
come on.
from the strength of the rapids of the Black River. And so the boat naturally sinks, and you find that their supplies sink, including all of their gold.
I don't know how that didn't kill him the second one I hit him.
Operation's done. Time to deploy to the war zone.
That made no sense at all.
All they can do is maybe try.
Broke his armor. Shot him in the fucking... From here up. Didn't kill him. Very interesting.
Battle Royale. That's gas you don't want to breathe. Make your way to the safe zone. Cash drop is inbound. Intercept and seize the cargo. Enemy dropping into the AO. Kill all targets. Go. Move to the next area and protect the perimeter.
Movement!
Enemy soldier nearby. Primary objective accomplished. Recon intel secured. Gas is moving.
Mark the camera!
Ah, shite. Fucked that up, didn't I?
Buy station identified. Enemy vehicle!
Enemy soldier nearby.
Recon contract ready.
Enemy UAV active.
Vehicle marked.
How the fuck? Right on target immediately, right? And I shot him first. As again.
If you lose, you're done. It's time to break up.
Good.
Fucking headshots! Fucking headshots! Fucking headshots! 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 Fucking headshots! Obviously doesn't matter. Headshots don't matter. Cause you know, got perfect fucking whatever. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Oh, headshots, headshots, headshots. Fuck it, let's play this. This shit I'm talking about, how long does it take?
To catch their breath, they're totally devastated. So they figure all they can do is maybe try to go back to their original site, try to get some more gold, and then try to get out of there, and then, you know, regroup and come back another time. They literally fashioned another boat, and they went back up to that site, and this time they didn't find any gold. And so that night when they went to bed, they decided that the next day they were just going to leave. They get out, they pack up, they hop back on the Flat River on this new boat they built, and they're able to make their way out of the valley and get back to their homes. As soon as they get back home, the two younger brothers, Willie and Frank, start talking about how they want to go back and go get more gold. Charlie, the older brother, felt like, you know, hey, that was a close call with the boat flipping over. I'm actually not going to go. And so several months goes by, and Frank and Willie have been doing all this preparation, and finally they're ready. And so Willie, Frank, and a third man called Robert Weir, they make their way up into the valley. They're telling everyone how
Practice what you can. You'll be entering the field in a bit.
Charlie was actually not that concerned. He figured he must have struck the fish, and now they decided to live out there long term. Nobody else was concerned about
Yes, just jump and
he rounds up 400 river. So they started making their way upstream along the Platte River, but they didn't see any sign of them. They finally made their way all the way up to the very end of the Platte River. Once they turned onto the South Nahanni River, they began going downstream, and the river they're on takes a very sharp turn. As soon as they make that turn, it dumps you into this 10-mile stretch of river called Second Canyon.
Enemy
Now,
soldier
along
nearby.
South Nahanni River, there are these 4 canyons.
Enough traces. Now you fight a
Fourth
real
canyon,
enemy.
Third Canyon, Second Canyon, and First Canyon. And Second Canyon is unique because in cliff faces,
Resurgence. Rush to the safe zone. You've got gas closing in fast. Withstand a resurgence countdown to guarantee your redeployment. Earn points in securing farmland. Enemy soldiers nearby. Kill all targets. Go. Bounty target has been marked. Anything.
they noticed there was actually a tent perched within some trees. As soon as they went on land, there is a body lying on the ground. They can tell this body is missing its head. And they see the
Enemy UAV active.
Whoever this was, they were reaching with their right arm when they died. And right outside of the reach of their right arm was a tent.
Bounty target is down.
Go around towards the backside of his tent, and they find another body halfway in the tent, and there's a blanket kind of partially obscuring this person's body. And through the blanket, they see this body too is missing its head. They never find the head. However, they do find the person's chest in the pockets of these 2 bodies, and then also inside the tent that would confirm these are Charlie's brothers.
Get out of here! Oh my god, bro. We got Sway on the opposite side.
Was a carpet in a nearby tree that just said, "We have found a fine prospect," indicating that Charlie's brothers had found gold. But there was no gold either on them or in their camp or in the river nearby. Nothing. Charlie and his search party would leave the valley and get in touch with the mountain police, who would come out to the site where the brothers had been found. They would launch an investigation, and ultimately they would come to the conclusion that all 3 of these men had starved to death. After they had perished, animals...
Gas is moving.
That's why Robert was found so far away, and why these skulls were missing from the 2 brothers. Now, Charlie did not believe that. He believed they had been attacked by the native tribes in the area, but the police were not buying that. People were very divided about what they thought really happened. There was a percentage of people that the partial skeleton that was found, that was not Robert Weir. He had not died. He had murdered the 2 brothers and then made off with their gold. The other percentage of people believed that all 3 men had been attacked by a person, a group of people, an animal, a creature, something. That's why the 2 brothers were in those positions that indicated they had encountered something. And the other appearing to have left from his bed.
It's open season.
Story became terrified of the Nahanni Valley. Specifically, they became terrified of that stretch in Second Canyon where the 2 brothers were found. That stretch got renamed Headless Valley. That's called people after the story road were just not prepared to risk going in there and potentially becoming another victim. And so people kind of stayed away from the Nahanni Valley. 8 years later, though, in 1913,
Loadout drop headed your way.
prospector named Martin Jorgensen decided, you know what, I'm not going to let any of that out of the so all on his own, stay there through the winter, and then the plan was he would meet up with his partners the following summer. So he started mining for gold, and apparently he found a lot of it at Summer Roll.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Enemy UAV active.
Meeting spot right outside the valley, but Martin doesn't show up. So
You made the top 25. Nearly there.
For several days until finally they decide, we have to go in there and see if he's okay. So they end up going into the Nahanni Valley, and they actually found his cabin. Or I should say they found what was left of his cabin. His cabin had been completely burned to the ground, and laying on the ground next to the burned out cabin was the burned out remains of another headless corpse. This corpse belonged to...
The objective is to eliminate the bounty target.
But they were never able to determine what actually killed him. The police did not connect Martin's death with the two McLeod brothers' deaths. The police said, no, these are totally separate. Martin's skull was never located, and the gold that Martin claimed to have struck it rich with was also in his cabin, not on him. There was no gold. People assumed there must be a gold.
Got a loadout drop inbound.
7 years later, gold prospector.
You've got gas moving in.
Partner decided, despite the rumors, let's try to get some gold. So the two of them went to the valley and set up camp in Headless Valley. They're finding gold, and then at some point, John tells his partner that he's going to go out and check all of their traps along the river. He'll be back in about 8 or 9 days. So his partner waits 8 or 9 days, and John doesn't come back. A couple of days after that goes by, and now John's past due, and his partner decides he has to go out looking for him. And so there was another gold prospector in the area, and so his partner contacted him, and the two of them went to the river and began walking upstream until they found John. John looked like he had been flash frozen, as if it had happened in a matter of seconds, because it didn't look like he had reacted properly to freezing to death. And the police, when they came out, they would say, this is John, but ultimately he died because he froze to death, and so there's no foul play here. 5 years later, in 1926, a hunting party that included a young woman named Annie Lafferty was camping out along the Flat River inside of Headless Valley. And so that night, they're all kind of joking around the fire, and at some point they decide to all go to sleep. And the next day, when everybody gets up, Annie is...
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
So the hunting party spends the rest of the day looking for Annie, but there's no sign of her.
Buy station costs are adjusted.
Huge search, but he's never found. Several months later, a man named Charlie, who happened to have been out near Flat River...
Contract time expired. The target's been lost.
...overheard someone talking about a member of that hunting party, specifically a woman, going missing. And when he heard that, he knew he had to tell police what he had seen that night out near Flat River. That night, when he knew there was this hunting party over there, he said at some point he went to bed, and then he woke up when he heard the sound of rocks falling into the river. And
resurgence will be gone soon.
Dark with this moonlight, and he's kind of looking around, wondering what's causing the sound, but...
Prices are back to normal. Enemy UAV active.
Her hands are knocking the rocks into the river down below. And as she's running up this hill, she gets a good look at her face. It looked like she was her face. And so Charlie anybody running naked anywhere in the wilds is doomed. He felt like he could...
Enemy UAV active.
There's something wrong with this woman. And so the police, they take this story down, and they say, hey, this is what Annie looked like. And Charlie would say, I think that's her. And so universally it's believed this woman galloping up this hillside in the middle of the night naked was Annie. Police ultimately would not investigate Annie's disappearance any further because at the time Charlie was telling them this piece of information, she had already been gone for months.
Resurgence is no longer available. Make your actions count. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
His death is based on the origin of the fire, which would have been on the roof. He should have had an opportunity to climb the rise to fury.
Threw a grenade and it doesn't throw it, it drops it.
Less than 25 remain.
Yeah, you just knew I was still up there too, right? Perfect aim. Whatever, buddy.
Two more gold prospectors, William Epler and Joseph Mulholland.
Whatever, dude.
They entered the Headless Valley to try their luck, and shortly after,
Just knew I was still up there, right? No fucking clue if I'm up there or not, but you know I'm still up there.
And just like Phil Powers, it had burned to the ground, but William and Joseph were not in the ashes. In fact, they were never found. 9 years later, in 1945, yet another gold prospector named Ernest Savard entered the Headless Valley, and then when he did not leave the valley for an intended rendezvous, his partners went looking for him, and they would find him inside of a sleeping bag, laying down right along the Flat River. And so the police would come out, they would do an investigation, and they would call this an accident. 1 year later, in 1946, another gold miner named John Patterson went into Headless Valley, and he went missing. And so a search party went in looking for him, and John would never be found. But on one of the last nights that the search party was in the Headless Valley, they were camping out near Flat River, some native tribes people came into their camp, and they warned them about some white figures that were walking around the valley that night. They're down near the river, they're out in the forest, they're kind of all around here, and so you really need to be careful. You don't want them to see you. And then these tribes people just left. And so the search party is absolutely horrified. They know about the rumors of this place all night. All they hear are distant howls and screams that they hadn't heard in the previous nights, coming from all around them, like these things that are out there were intentionally trying to...
Enemy soldier nearby. Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
Next day, the leader of that search party would say he just felt like the whole thing was sinister and the night before. He said he was in the mid-1940s.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Far less incidents reported inside of Nahanni Valley, but one could attribute that to the fact that far less people have been going into Nahanni Valley ever since the 1940s, and that recent times segments.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. These motherfuckers in sliding fucking perfect fucking shots. Get the fuck out of here.
Part of the reason why they're closing these segments, many of which are right here. Whatever it is that's lurking inside of that part. But regardless, it's...
Up on the ground and got this shit.
Dozens of people that have either survived.
Resurgence. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone. Withstand a resurgence countdown to guarantee your redeployment. Earn points to secure it faster. Kill all targets. Go. Clock's ticking. Make your way to the target. Contract complete. Payment's been authorized. away.
Of course, you waited till somebody else fucking came up. Of course you did.
Enemy dropping into the AO. You're back in the action. Gas is right on your tail. Enemy UAV active. Loadout drop inbound. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Enemy UAV active. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Of course.
Gas is right on your tail.
Don't shoot at the guy that's right next to you. Shoot at the guy in the fucking window. Whatever, bitch.
Less than 25.
Whatever. The fuck ever, dude.